Hello students, my name is Sanket and I welcome you back to my world of mathematics in Sanket Sir's Maths Academy. Let's continue trigonometry and today we will take up trigonometric ratios of standard angles. We are going to find the values of trigonometric ratios of some standard angles including 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree and 90 degree. Let's begin with the calculations. Now students, the five angles that we are focusing on are 0 degree, 30 degree, 45, 60 and 90. Since the first angle is 0 degree, let us just start writing numbers, whole numbers from 0. So I have 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Divide all of them with the greatest number, that is 4 here. So the dividing 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4, all of them I have divided by 4. Let's simplify these fractions. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to simplify. So when I simplify, I mean we have to reduce it to its simplest form or write the answer if we know. 0 upon 4 we know is going to be 0. 1 upon 4, students, can we simplify this fraction? No, it will remain as it is, that is 1 upon 4. 2 upon 4 can surely be reduced. 2 1s are 2 and 2 2s are 4. It becomes 1 upon 2. Again, 3 upon 4 cannot be reduced. It will remain as it is 3 upon 4. And then 4 upon 4 will be equal to 1. Right? So these are the simplified forms of the fractions that we have written in the first step. The next step is we have to take square roots. Yes, we have to take square roots of the answers in this second step. So of these answers, we will take the square root, which will give you the values of sine, the trigonometric ratio sine for these five angles. Let us see what will be the values. So for the first value, above 0 degree, we have 0. What is the square root of 0? The square root of 0 is 0. Next, what is square root of 1 by 4? Square root of 1 is 1 and square root of 4 is 2. So I get 1 upon 2. That will be the answer of sine 30 degree. Above 45 degree, we have 1 upon 2. What is square root of 1 upon 2? Square root of 1 is 1 and square root of 2 is, do we have an answer? No. So write it as root 2. Right, we will put 2 under square root sign. Next, above 60 degree, we have 3 upon 4. What will be its square root? Root of 3 is root 3 and root of 4 we know it's going to be 2. So root 3 upon 2. And the last one, above 90 degree, the number is 1. What is square root of 1? It will be 1 itself. Now what we have got are the values of sine for 0, 30, 45, 60, 90. Let us read them. So we have sine 0 degree is 0. Sine 30 degree is equal to 1 upon 2. That's half. Sine 45 degree is equal to 1 upon root 2. Sine of 60 degree will be root 3 upon 2. And sine of 90 degree is going to be 1. Next step, we have to find out the values of the trigonometric ratio cos for these five angles. To do that, what we simply do is, now students, this is a trick. This is a simple way to remember. What you have to do is, the answers of sine for these five angles, just write them down in the reverse order. That is, starting with 1, then root 3 by 2, then 1 by 2, and so on. So we will be getting, starting from 1, so cos 0 degree will be 1. What was before 1? Root 3 by 2. So cos 30 degree this time is going to be root 3 by 2. Cos 45 degree will remain same. It's 1 upon root 2. Then what was before 1 upon root 2? It was 1 upon 2 half. But this time cos 60 degree is going to be 1 upon 2. That is half. And the first answer was 0 here. The last answer, that is cos of 90 degree, is going to be 0. What have you got here? Let's see. Cos of 0 degree is 1. cos of 30 degree is root 3 by 2. Cos of 45 degree is 1 upon root 2. Cos of 60 degree is 1 upon 2. And cos of 90 degree is 0. Now that we have got the values for the trigonometric ratios sine and cos, let's go to the next trigonometric ratio, that is a tan. Now we know that by definition tan theta is sine theta upon cos theta. So what we have to do? We have to divide sine theta by cos theta. So let's begin. For 0 degree, dividing the value of sine by cos, that is 0 divided by 1. 0 divided by anything will be 0. So tan of 0 degree we get 0. The next, for 30 degree, sine upon cos will give tan, that is 1 upon 2 divided by root 3 upon 2. We see we have same denominator, so the denominator gets cancelled. The answer will be 1 upon root 3. So we have tan 30 degree as 1 upon square root of 3. For 45 degree, sine upon cos gives tan 1 upon root 2 upon 1 upon root 2. Same thing upon same thing. It will give me 1. So tan 45 degree is 1. Next, for 60 degree, sine upon cos, that's root 3 upon 2 upon 1 upon 2. You see the denominators are same, gets cancelled. We will be left with root 3 upon 1. Do we write upon 1? We just write the numerator at this case. So it will be just root 3. You can surely write root 3 upon 1. That is not incorrect. That is absolutely okay. But we generally don't write the denominator 1. Alright. Now please focus on the next question. The next angle is 90 degree. Tan for 90 will be sine 90 upon cos 90. That will be equal to 1 upon 0, which is, in mathematics, division by 0 is not defined. So we can write ND or not defined. Why is it not defined? Now students, we know that when we studied about fractions, we studied with the help of some circles. Like a circle is divided in, let's say, two parts, two equal parts, and we select one part out of it. So how do we write? We selected one part out of two parts. That will be 1 upon 2. Similarly, if I have a circle and I divide it in, let's say for example, I divide it in 6 equal parts. I'm sorry, they might not look equal, but they are equal. Consider that. So if you have 6 equal parts and you select, let's say, 2 parts out of it. So how many parts have you selected? You have selected 2 parts out of 6 parts. So your fraction is 2 upon 6. Here you can surely reduce it to 2 ones are 2, 2 threes are 6. But what was the original fraction? 2 upon 6. What we understand here is that in any fraction, the denominator is always the total number of parts. So in the first case, the number of parts were 2. The denominator was 2. In the second case, the total number of parts were 6. So the denominator in the original fraction was 6. Which means the denominator is equal to the total number of parts. The numerator is equal to the parts selected. In our case, for tan of 90 degree, what is the denominator? It is 0. Which means the total number of parts is 0. We have to select one out of it, which is not possible in mathematics. It is not defined. So what do we understand? 1 upon 0 is not defined. Henceforth, I will write 1 upon 0 in short as, I will write it as ND, standing for not defined. Right? So whenever you have 1 upon 0, whenever you have anything upon 0 or divided by 0, it is not defined. The meaning of not defined, the meaning of 1 upon 0, we will understand in higher classes. For now, let's keep it as not defined. Quickly moving ahead to the next trigonometric ratio, which is cosec. Cosec we know is 1 upon sine, which means reciprocal of the answers of sine. So let's begin with first 0 degree Sine 0 degree is 0, which is 0 upon 1. Its reciprocal will be 1 upon 0. What we just learned, 1 upon 0 is not defined. So cosec of 0 degree not defined. Moving ahead, sine 30, 1 upon 2. Its reciprocal 2 upon 1. So cosec 30 is 2 upon 1 or simply 2. Sine 45 degree, 1 upon root 2. Reciprocal root 2 upon 1. So cosec 45 degree will be root 2 upon 1 or simply root 2. We don't write the denominator 1. Sine 60 degree, root 3 upon 2. Its reciprocal 2 upon root 3. So cosec 60 degree will be 2 upon root 3. And sine 90 degree is 1. So cosec 90 degree will be reciprocal. What's the reciprocal of 1? 1 means 1 upon 1. Its reciprocal also 1 upon 1. That's simply 1. The answer remains same. Moving ahead. Next trigonometric ratio is sec. Sec is reciprocal of cos. 1 upon cos. So we see the answers for cos and we take its reciprocal starting with 0 degree. Cos 0 degree is 1. We know the reciprocal is 1. Cos 30 degree, root 3 by 2. Its reciprocal sec 30 degree, 2 by root 3. Cos 45 degree, 1 upon root 2. Its reciprocal root 2 upon 1. So sec 45 degree will be simply root 2. Then cos 60 degree, 1 upon 2. Reciprocal 2 upon 1. Sec 60 degree will be only 2, that is 2 upon 1. And cos of 90 degree, again 0 and 0 upon 1. So reciprocal 1 upon 0. 1 upon 0 is the answer for sec 90. And we know what is 1 upon 0? Division by 0 not possible. 1 upon 0 not defined. The last trigonometric ratio remaining, which is cot. Now, if tan was equal to sine upon cos, cot will be equal to its reciprocal cos upon sine. So either you can take cos upon sine, that is divide the answers of cos with the answers of sine, or you can take reciprocals of the answers of tan directly. Right? Let us start with taking reciprocals of the answers of tan. Tan 0 is 0, which is 0 upon 1. Reciprocal 1 upon 0. Cot 0 will be 1 upon 0, or what we write? Not defined. Correct. Tan 30 degree, 1 upon root 3. Cot 30 degree, reciprocal, which is only root 3. Tan 45 degree, 1. Reciprocal 1. So cot 45 will be also 1. Tan 60 degree, root 3, which is root 3 upon 1. Reciprocal 1 upon root 3. That's correct. And the last one, tan 90 was not defined. But what was it? It was 1 upon 0. Reciprocal 0 upon 1. 0 upon 1, students, is defined. The answer is 0. So cot 90 degree will be simply the answer 0. These gives you the values of the 6 trigonometric ratios for these 5 standard angles, right? Students, ideally you are supposed to know these values of trigonometric ratios for the 5 standard angles and remember them directly for your examination. However, in case you are not able to remember, you can quickly take a rough page and write down this table using the calculations which I have taught you over here. Right? So all the best for your examinations.